and all you people tuning in. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here today. Today, I want to talk about when the Spirit moves you. Now, some of you know I was on a cross country trip for about 2 months. And when I got back, I was energized. I was feeling like really, what's the word? Inspired. Yes. And I thought, I'm going to do all these creations. And I wake up and I go, I could do this and I could do that and I could do this and this and I could do that. I want to say we're not always in that mood or mode, whatever you want to call it. Some of you artistic types, maybe musicians or artists, I'm talking painting kind of artists, but you could be a sandwich artist, like the Subway people. When you feel that riddling through your system, you got the groove, man. You're in the momentum. And that's when your creative juices are going to be most useful. You're going to just put your head down, start typing, or whatever it is, you're going to laser your attention and just create. And I want to say, don't beat yourself up when you're not in creation mode. Because I've had times when I just laid there on the bed, looked up at the ceiling, watched the ceiling fan go around, and went, it's not today. And that changes. You can have ups and downs, you can have ins and outs. It's not like the ocean, the ebb and flow, not necessarily being influenced by the moon. But when you're ready, you're ready. Now, the other little tip I have for you is when you physically feel better, you're eating the best foods, the right foods, you're staying away from the sugars, you're hydrated, you're exercising, your body's going to be ready to do a lot more. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up sugar cold turkey and do none of it. It sure would help, but just check in on yourself and say, how much am I doing? Am I overdoing it? Am I letting the holidays dictate how much sweetness I can put in my system? Doesn't matter. When you're in the mood, you're in the mood. And that's why I say when the Spirit moves you, like people will say to me, oh, when's your next trip? Because they expect me to go on a trip. And I've done many trips across country. And I said, I don't know. When the Spirit moves me, when I'm in the groove and I'm like, okay, I'm going. Usually when I have cabin fever, and it's not necessarily the summertime after a long winter. It's just whenever it happens. I just say, okay, I'm ready. I'll see you in a couple months. Or whatever amount it is. I was telling someone the other day that I took a trip and I told them I'll be back when I get tired of it. And they said, oh, well, how long's that going to be? I said, I don't know. When I get tired of it. And I was booking psychic readings in a spa in Connecticut. And they said, oh, how long are you going to be here? I said, when I get tired of it. And they're like, well, is it before the foliage? Is it after, Christmas? I'm like, I don't know. When I get tired of it. And that particular season, it turned out to be about 3 months' time. So don't try to let people nail you down. If you don't know, the wind blows you this way, you go that way. The wind blows you that way, you go that way. When the Spirit moves you, that's when you move. When you're really in it, when you're in tune. Maybe it's after a long meditation. It doesn't have to be you sitting there quietly like, oh, Mane Padre Om. No. When you're ready, you're ready. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. If this is your first time, drop me a line, say hello, let me know you've been here. If not, for those seasoned ones that are still watching me after all these days, I'd love to hear from you too. So just even say hi. I'd love to have a little note to say that you were here. And if you have a question, I'll get back to you real soon. Bye for now.